Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is a city of more than 400,000 inhabitants. In the urban area, nestled in a valley mainly within the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but with parts in the Republika Srpska entity. Sarajevo is one of the most historically interesting and varied cities in Europe. It is a place where the people of the Christian Roman Catholic, Orthodox, and the Muslim Ottoman met, lived, and warred. It has been both an example of historical turbulence and a clash of civilization, as well as a beacon of hope for peace and tolerance through multicultural integration. It is surrounded by the Dinaric Alps and situated along the Milhashka River in the heart of the Balkans, a region of southern Europe. The city retains a strong Muslim character, having many mosques, wooden houses with ornate interiors, and the ancient Turkish marketplace. Much of the population are Muslims. Today, the city has physically recovered from most of the war damage caused by the Yugoslav wars of 1992 to 1995. Sarajevo is a cosmopolitan European capital with a unique Eastern twist that is a delight to visit. The people are very friendly, be they Bosniaks, Croats, or Serb. There is very little crime, and the city ranks as one of the safest in southeastern Europe. Ringed by mountains, Sarajevo is a singular city with an enticing east-meets-west vibe all of its own. It was once renowned as a religious melting pot, earning it the epithet the Jerusalem of Europe. Within a few blocks, you can still find large Catholic and Orthodox cathedrals, Ashkenazi and Sephardic synagogues, and numerous mosques. However, the Jewish population was decimated during World War II, and Sarajevo is now a divided city with most of the Orthodox Christian living in Istočno Sarajevo, East Sarajevo, on the Republika Srpska side. Two shots in Sarajevo ignited the fires of war and drew Europe toward World War I. Just hours after narrowly escaping an assassin's bomb, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife, the Duchess of Hohenberg, were killed by Gavrilo Princip. A month later, Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia, and Europe rapidly descends into chaos. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand is considered one of the key events that led to World War I. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, heir presumptive to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, were assassinated on 28 of June 1914 by Bosnian Serb student Gavrilo Princip. They were shot at close range while being driven through Sarajevo, the provincial capital of Bosnia-Herzegovina, formerly annexed by Austria-Hungary in 1908. So this is the museum of the city of Sarajevo, 1978-1918. Oh, it's really hot here.
temperature maybe 37 degrees.
The 1992 Bosnian War, which started with Serbian troops' siege of Sarajevo and left over 100,000 people killed, has still its traces alive, though decades have passed. The EU recognized the independence of Slovenia and Croatia on January 15, 1992. However, it required a referendum for the independence of Bosnia-Herzegovina, to which it responded positively. The Bosnian Serbs decided to boycott the referendum in a bid to make it invalid as a result of the lack of participation. Despite all obstacles and difficulties, Bosnia-Herzegovina declared independence from Yugoslavia following the referendum on March 1, 1992. Shortly after the Balkan country became an independent state, Serbian troops besieged Sarajevo on April 5. The siege started a bloody war that continued for 3.5 years and left great tragedies and haunting memories. The Serbs began targeting areas with a Muslim majority following the referendum. Their goal was to declare a new Bosnian Serb region affiliated with Serbia. The Serbs deployed 13,000 soldiers on the hills surrounding Sarajevo and besieged the city, targeting it with both heavy and light weaponry. In response, the Army of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, composed of 70,000 soldiers, was formed in the next 19 months. Nevertheless, the defense forces were not able to break the siege as they did not have enough equipment. The longest military siege in modern history, acknowledged as the longest military siege in modern history, the siege of Sarajevo continued for 1,425 days and 11,541 people, including 1,601 children, lost their lives. The war spread across the country following the siege of Sarajevo, leaving some 100,000 people dead. At least 2 million of others were forced to abandon their homes. The war and bloodshed came to an end on November 21, 1995, when Bosnian, Serbian, and Croatian parties reached an agreement in Ohio, United States of America. A Sarajevo rose is a type of memorial in Sarajevo made from concrete scar caused by a mortar shells explosion that was later filled with red resin. Mortar rounds landing on concrete during the siege of Sarajevo created a unique fragmentation pattern that looks almost floral in arrangement and therefore have been named rose. There are around 200 roses in the entire city, and they are marked on occasions. The roses that touch one the most are those that indicate spots where a great number of Sarajevans were killed. The Eternal Flame is a memorial to the military and civilian victims of the Second World War in Sarajevo. The memorial was dedicated on April 6, 1946, the first anniversary of the liberation of Sarajevo from the 4-year-long occupation by Nazi Germany and the fascist independent state of Croatia. The attendees of the memorial come every April 6 to lay flowers and pay their respects in memory of liberators of the city and victims of both the World War II and the 1992 to 1996 siege of Sarajevo, which began around this date. Taslihan is a former caravanserai that was located on the site of the current Summer Garden and an open bar of the Evropa Hotel in Sarajevo. It is the third stone caravanserai built in the period from 1540 to 1543 as an endowment of Gazi Huzrev Beg after his death. It was square in shape and its length was 47 meters. It had a fountain in its yard, on the pillars of which was a small mosque. Upstairs were the passengers' rooms, Domestic and foreign merchants had their shops within Taslihan. It is believed that this caravanserai served for trade more than for passenger traffic. The fire of 1879 severely damaged Taslihan and made it unusable. As a neo-Moorish architectural gem, the spectacular Sarajevo City Hall stands out like something out of a storybook. From its stunningly stained glass ceiling to its magnificent mosaic, you'll find yourself getting lost in such a beautiful, decorated interiors, also known as Vijeshnika. The historical building was effectively destroyed in 1992 but was painstakingly rebuilt to how it looked in 1896 when it first opened. Sarajevo, the city where East meets West. Very few cities in the world can offer such a variety of interesting things in such a small area as Sarajevo does. Historical attractions, natural beauty, and unique experience of a place where East meets West. Sarajevo is full of interesting architecture, where most of the older buildings were built by Ottomans and the Austria-Hungarian Empire. So, Sarajevo's architecture was influenced by both West and the East. A lot of smokers here. Oh. A lot of people here are smoking. Smoking. This century. Sarajevo has been largely rebuilt since it was hollowed out by war, but ethnic divisions are still entrenched on the ground, including in the system of government that requires largely Eastern Orthodox Serbs, Bosnian Muslims, and Catholic Croats to share power.